to another week. Last message I talked about perception, and perception being your reality. And when I said that, and I wrote about it, it really made me think. It made me wonder, why are there such top salespeople in every field, and then there's the rest? Now, most of us all have the same tools in sales, and most of us have the same ability in sales, yet the average or mediocre salesperson never puts themselves in a position to get to that high level. Why, I ask? I believe we all do the things it takes to get to that level, but the person that stops realizes they could fail. Now, I'm here to tell you, not just once, but maybe a few times, there is a separation in success. In sales, most of us like to say things like, I'm not afraid of the fear of failure. You know, what's the worst thing that can happen? They could say no. How many times have you heard that? Yet we still never ask. The moment avoiding failure becomes your motivator, you're down the path of inactivity or procrastination. Think about that. So you go to a workshop or a seminar, and you're there, and all these ideas and things that are running through your head, and the implementations are streaming through your head, and how you're going to do it this time. This time you're going to leave this seminar, and you're going to figure out you're going to do it. By the time you drive back from that workshop to your office or home, you've already talked yourself out of 90% of the ideas because you could fail. Because that was great for the person talking, or they're better salespeople, or that's just not me. You've already talked yourself out of it. Now, just the definition in your mind of the word failure brings you down. Breakdown, stoppage, malfunction, crash, collapse, disappointment, letdown, not a success. Just those words alone makes most people not even want to try. Now, think about this. Think about the first time you asked a person on a date or said, I love you. There was a bigger risk of failure then than with anything you do. Think in your mind when you ask someone for that first time, do you want to go out on Saturday night? Or with the first time you were going to say, I love you, she might not say it back, or he may not say it back. Now, we all have to realize that disappointments or failures are all part of life. And the more you experience them, the better you'll get at your successes. The more you try and the more you're disappointed or the more you fail is only taking you closer to one step of being a success. Now, most people quit before they even get enough disappointments. That's where it's going to make them great. Now, I speak in front of a lot of people, sometimes 500 at a time. And I remember the first time I spoke in front of all those people. The disappointment happened in my life. Now, I could have found a way to quit then. It was a very short talk, and I talked unbelievably about nothing that no one can understand. But I realized all the things I did and how those disappointments are going to make me a success. And I learned what didn't work to always get better. The only thing worse to me than a person who quits is a person who never begins. Listen, for me personally, I've been in the same industry 23 years. In the last 12 months, I've been with two companies. One of them went bankrupt, and the other was taken over by the FDIC. Now, there is no way I see that as a failure. A disappointment, maybe, but no way did I fail. I put myself in a position to only figure out how to get better on the other side of this. Sir Winston Churchill said, success is the ability to go to one failure to another with no loss of enthusiasm. It's very difficult to do, to feel you're going after a disappointment to a disappointment with no loss of enthusiasm. That's the separation. I believe the only way you can truly succeed is by going through the disappointment it takes to get great. For me, that quest will never end. Knowing I'm going to do it wrong before I could ever get it right makes me just want to keep doing it. So as I started this, what separates the top producer from the mediocre is failure and how you don't let it stop you. Now, let me tell you something. If you enjoyed this you heard right now, and you might want to send it to a friend, do me a favor. Just click that button right below me there. Send it off to a friend. Make another person's day. See how it implements in someone else's life. Have fun and make some dreams come true.